is, guys, your boy Blasphemous HD. I lost my good pair of headphones. Today we're here to watch 5 terrifying things found in famous children's cartoons. The link to this original video is in the description down below. Let go.
Pretty much everything about this cartoon is completely fine, until about halfway through, when everyone is done making the snowman. When he's completed, he isn't some cheery Frosty the Snowman or anything. He comes alive, but then grows into a monster and starts to terrorize everyone while cackling like a villain. Later on in the episode, there's a choir going on, and the monster of a snowman breaks in like he's the Kool-Aid Man, starts to destroy everything. The episode goes on with pretty much everything running away from the snowman in absolute fear. Then, one of the characters runs into a castle to turn on a switch that pretty much obliterates the snowman, and then he dies like the witch from The Wizard of Oz when water got poured on her. Number 4, Hell's Bells. Personally, I think this one's a little odd. In the first scene you have a spider from hell jumping at you, then a 3-headed dog after that. But the part where they play instruments is a little weird, using someone's spine as a violin, and another part where they're milking fire out of a devilish cow. The look on its face is half creepy and half hilarious. At the end, the mouse that's served to what looks like to be the king of hell, his fire milk, ends up pushing him off a cliff into a fire pit. He dies, and then it ends. Now, how messed up would this be if it was live action or filmed in real life? I don't think you'd be able to show this to your kids. Number 3, Scrappy's Puppet Show. Now, I'm not too familiar with this Scrappy character, but I can tell you his name fits quite well because within 30 seconds, he's jabbing his little brother in the face. Then, in another 30 seconds, there's a guy who starts to spit bombs and blows up a house. Way to show kids to not be violent. I can tell you one thing though, this is radically different from today's cartoons. Now it's all about being nice and taking people's feelings into account. Not just a, I don't like what's going on so I'll smack you in the face perspective. Also, not too long after blowing up a house, the same guy is sitting down watching the show. He gets a little irritated because the woman in front of him has a very large haircut, and he can't see what's going on. So, of course, he decides to take things into his own hands and just shaves off a big chunk of her hair like it's Jackass. A little while though through the show, Scrappy's little brother ruins the entire thing, and gets caught by Scrappy himself. He gets put onto a mock trial with a judge and jury, and then the show ends with the judge jabbing Scrappy's little brother in the face, just like he would.
Ain't that a bitch?
Number 2, The Mad Doctor. In this cartoon, Mickey Mouse wakes up to Pluto yelping and lightning. He then goes to check on Pluto to find him not there. Turns out someone that looks like they're in an executioner robe is dragging him away. Mickey follows Pluto's paw prints to find it ending at a castle. He gets trapped and locked inside the castle all by himself to be left to find his way through this mess. All while his furry friend Pluto is being chained into some sick experiment by the Mad Doctor. 30 seconds later, we find out his plan all along was to cut up Pluto and mash him together with a chicken. I mean, this is completely appropriate for kids, right? I mean, why not show them the Mickey Mouse version of the human centipede? Not too long after, Pluto gets chained up. So does Mickey, and he almost gets cut in half, almost in a James Bond laser in the nether regions fashion. But luckily enough, he wakes up, and him and Pluto end up hugging. Oddly enough, I actually enjoyed watching this because of the ending, but if you take that out, you almost have a classic nightmare for any kid who owns a dog. Number 1, A Christmas Carol. This one is a Christmas special that ran in the 70s, and honestly, for the first little while of this, everything seems fine. Up until the spirit in the chain shows up. Everything about the spirit, from his appearance to his screams, scares the socks off me. Then there's the ghost of Christmas Past. She's not too bad, but her 3 eyes is a little unnerving, and kinda looks like the one character from Pan's Labyrinth. After this, there's a ghost of Christmas Present, who at first seems like a nice hearty fellow, but then he shows Ebenezer Tiny Tim and how things are going for him, and his unfortunate foreseen fate. He also shows his family toasting him in his absence, and then the spirits of ignorance and want, which are pretty much skeletons under his robe. We'll leave what's under his robe at that though. And last but not least, we have the ghost of Christmas Yet to Come, which shows him at his grave and many others. But at the end of the day, it works out for everyone because Ebenezer changes his ways and ends up raising one of his workers' salaries, all while laughing in a classic Ebenezer Scrooge tone.
Tell you the truth, that wasn't nowhere near as bad as I thought that it would be, with the title of this video being what it is. Pretty creepy, but not that bad actually. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to comment, like, and or subscribe. Also, the link to the original video will be down in the description below. Twisms. Make sure to check out my prank channel. I'm uploading 2 brand new pranks every single week, as this one you see on the left. Click the annotation if you want to watch that, or look in the description where I'll leave a link for the people who are on phones. And as always, Blasphemous HD out.